At my brother's $300,000 wedding, my mother announced they wouldn't help save my dying daughter. The entire family raised their glasses while my 3-year-old fought for breath in the ICU. 5 years later, they came crawling back. "We've already committed to Ryan's wedding. We can't cancel now," my mother said it calmly, glass of wine in hand, standing in her living room, surrounded by 50 guests. String quartet playing in the corner, catered hors d'oeuvres on silver trays, ice sculpture melting slowly near the champagne fountain. Ryan's pre-wedding celebration, the party before the party, another event in the months-long spectacle leading up to his $300,000 wedding. I was standing in the middle of it all, dirt on my jeans from the hospital parking lot, shirt wrinkled, eyes red, voice shaking. "Mom, please, Lily has a congenital lung abnormality. She collapsed this afternoon. She needs surgery immediately, or she'll die. The hospital requires $120,000 up front. I don't have it. Can you help?" My father crossed his arms, tailored suit, perfectly groomed. "We've spent $300,000 on this wedding, Daniel. Every penny is committed. If we give you that money, there won't be a wedding. You understand that, right?" The guests had gone quiet, watching, whispering, some with their phones out. I turned to Ryan, my younger brother, standing there in his custom-tailored suit, $4,000 suit for a pre-wedding party. I dropped to my knees, right there in the middle of the marble foyer, in front of everyone. "Ryan, please, I'm begging you. Lily will die without this surgery. She's 3 years old. She's your niece. Please." He stepped back, actually stepped back like I was something dirty, something embarrassing. "You think I'm going to cancel my wedding over this? I'm sorry about Lily, but I can't help. This is my day. Ashley and I have been planning this for 2 years. Guests whispered louder. Some laughed nervously. Someone took a photo. My father touched my shoulder. "Get up, Daniel. You're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing the family. This isn't the time or place." I stayed on my knees. "My daughter is dying, right now. In the ICU, 20 minutes from here, and you're telling me a party is more important?" My mother's face hardened. "We've made commitments. We can't just abandon them. Surely the hospital has payment plans, financial assistance. There are options. She needs surgery tonight. They won't operate without payment." "Then, you should have been more responsible, should have had better insurance, should have planned better." I rose slowly, knees shaking, heart pounding, looking at my parents, at my brother, at the family I thought I had. "Thank you," I said quietly. "Thank you for showing me who my real family is." Then I walked out, through the crowd, past the ice sculpture, past the champagne fountain, past the string quartet still playing. I walked out forever. I'm Daniel, 32 years old, owner of a small interior design company in Austin, Texas, married to Emma, father to Lily. My parents, Martin and Linda, run a successful furniture store, 3 locations, comfortable lifestyle, nice house, nice cars, country club membership. To them, success is about appearances, about what people see, about status. My brother Ryan is 2 years younger than me, but you'd think he was royalty the way my parents treated him. When I got an A in school, Dad would nod. Expected. When Ryan got a B+, they'd bake a cake, throw a party, call relatives. I graduated high school with a 3.8 gigapascals. My parents gave me $50 and a handshake. 2 months later, Ryan graduated with a 2.1 gigapascals. They threw him a $15,000 graduation party, DJ, catered dinner, ice sculpture, 200 guests. I learned early. I was on my own. Always had been, always would be. After college, I started my own interior design company. Small, struggling at first, but mine. I met Emma at a coffee shop. We married young, had Lily 2 years later, thought we had everything figured out. But we'd been careless about one thing: health insurance. As a small business owner, without employer coverage, we kept putting it off. Too expensive. We were young. We were healthy. We'd get to it eventually. That decision would haunt me forever. 5 years ago, when Lily was 3 years old, she developed a cough that wouldn't go away. Pediatrician said it was normal. Kids get coughs. Give it time. But it got worse. She'd wake up gasping, couldn't run without getting winded, turned pale, lethargic. One afternoon, she collapsed while playing with Emma in the backyard, just fell, stopped breathing, turned blue. Emma called 911. I met them at the ER. Watched doctors and nurses swarm my daughter, watched them intubate her, watched them wheel her away. The pediatric pulmonologist came out 2 hours later. Young woman, tired eyes. Clipboard. Your daughter has a congenital lung abnormality, a vascular malformation we missed on previous exams. It's pressing against her airway. She needs immediate surgery to remove it, or she'll suffocate. Okay, do it. Whatever she needs. The billing coordinator appeared, older man, sympathetic but firm, slid a paper across the counter. The surgery costs $120,000. Your insurance was denied because the condition is considered pre-existing and you haven't met the waiting period. We need 50% up front before we can schedule surgery. I stared at the number. $120,000. Might as well have been $1 million. We don't have that. We don't have anything close to that. Then we'll need to explore other options, payment plans, medical loans, charity, care applications. But those take time to process. How much time does she have? He hesitated. Days, maybe a week. The malformation is growing. It'll completely block her airway soon. I gripped Emma's hand. We'll get the money. Just save our daughter. Please. I drove to my parents' house, 30 minutes across town, nice neighborhood, gated community. When I pulled up, the circular driveway was packed with cars. BMW, Mercedes, Lexus, Range Rover. Music and laughter coming from inside. I walked in without knocking, and found myself in the middle of Ryan's pre-wedding celebration. 50 guests, champagne, catered food, string quartet. That's when I begged. That's when I knelt. That's when my family chose a party over my daughter's life. I drove back to the hospital in a daze, pulled into the parking lot, sat in my car, couldn't move, couldn't think. Emma's parents were waiting in the ICU. Her father James worked in construction. Her mother Susan was a school secretary. Working-class people who lived simply, saved carefully, good people. They'd already started calling relatives, organizing a fundraiser, posting on social media. I started selling everything. My car, our furniture, tools, everything we owned. Friends and colleagues stepped up. Small amounts, $500 here, $1,000 there. Every dollar helped. But I was still $40,000 short. With 2 days left before the hospital said they'd have to discharge Lily without surgery, send her home to die. Then James called, voice shaking. Susan and I sold our house. Put it on the market yesterday, as is. Got a cash offer. We'll have the money by tomorrow. What? No, James, you can't. Our granddaughter needs surgery. That's all that matters. We'll figure out the rest later. They sold their house. The house they'd lived in for 30 years. The house where Emma grew up. Sold it below market value for quick cash. Gave me every dollar. My blood relatives chose a party. My in-laws sacrificed everything. Lily's surgery was successful. 8 hours. Touch and go. But she survived, recovered, lived, and from that day forward, I swore I'd never ask my parents for anything ever again. I threw myself into work, 16-hour days, 7 days a week, bigger projects, better clients, growing the company. I used the pain, used the anger, used the humiliation of kneeling in front of 50 people while my daughter died. 3 years later, my company had grown 5-fold. From a small operation in a shared office space to one of the leading interior design firms in the region, 15 employees. Major commercial projects, residential clients with serious money. We moved out of our small apartment, bought a house, nice neighborhood, good schools, put Lily in private preschool, had a second child, a son named James, after Emma's father. Emma's parents moved into our guest house, paid off their debts, helped with the kids, became the grandparents Lily deserved. My parents? Silence. No calls, no visits, no apology, nothing. Ryan's wedding happened as planned. $300,000, 500 guests, destination bachelor party, designer dress, 7-tier cake, the works. I saw the photos on social media, the joy, the celebration, the family that didn't include me. Fine, I didn't need them. Last year, I sat for an interview with Forbes. Featured article on successful entrepreneurs, how I'd built my company, what drove my success. The journalist was young, enthusiastic, asked all the standard questions. Then, what drove your success? What was the turning point? I thought about it. About Lily, about kneeling in my parents' house, about Emma's parents selling their home. I once knelt before my family, I said slowly, begging them to help save my dying daughter. She needed $120,000 for emergency surgery or she would die. My parents told me they'd already spent all their money on my brother's $300,000 wedding. They chose a party over my daughter's life. The journalist stopped typing. I'm sorry? So I want to publicly thank my parents, Martin and Linda Richardson, and my brother Ryan Richardson, for teaching me that family isn't about blood. It's about who shows up when everything falls apart. My in-laws sold their house to save my daughter. My parents wouldn't cancel a party. The journalist stared at me. Can I quote that? Every word. The interview went viral within hours, picked up by major news outlets, Twitter, Reddit, TikTok. Everyone had an opinion. My parents' furniture stores got review bombed, 1-star ratings. Comments calling them monsters. Business partners cut ties. Suppliers dropped contracts. Ryan's marriage fell apart. His wife Ashley, who demanded the $300,000 wedding, filed for divorce when she realized what kind of family she'd married into, took half of everything. My father called. "You've destroyed us. Do you understand that? You've destroyed our reputation, our business, everything." I told the truth. "You humiliated us publicly. You humiliated me first. The difference is, my daughter almost died. Yours just lost some money." I hung up. A month ago, my mother called. First time in 5 years. Voice shaking. "Daniel, we need help. We mortgaged the house to keep the business afloat. The business failed anyway. The bank is foreclosing. We need $200,000 to save the house." Silence. "Daniel, are you there? I'm here. Will you help us?" "Mom, do you remember when I needed $120,000 to save Lily's life? When I begged you in front of 50 people? When I got on my knees? That was different." "You're right, it was different. My daughter was dying. You're just losing a house. Please, Daniel, we're family. My real family already helped me when I needed it. My in-laws, strangers with more kindness than my own blood. You taught me that family isn't about who shares your DNA. It's about who shows up. We made a mistake. 5 years too late." I hung up. That night, Emma found me in my office. "Your mother called me. Begged me to convince you." "What did you say?" "I told her I'd talk to you." She sat down. "Maybe you should help them, not for them, but so you don't carry regrets. They chose Ryan's wedding over our daughter. I know, and I'll never forgive them for that. But you're not them. You're better. Maybe that's what makes the difference." I thought about it for 3 days. Thought about Lily, about the surgery, about kneeling in that marble foyer. Then, I made a decision. I called my parents, invited them to my office. They arrived looking smaller, older, broken. My father's hair had gone completely gray. My mother had lost weight. They looked like people who'd lost everything. I opened a safe in my office, pulled out a briefcase, set it on the desk, opened it. $200,000 in cash. Neat stacks of hundreds. Their eyes widened. "This is what you need, right?" I asked. "To save your house?" "Daniel, take it. It's yours." My mother started crying. Thank you so much. But understand something." I closed the briefcase, pushed it toward them. "This is the last time. After today, after you walk out that door with this money, consider me dead. No more calls, no more contact, no relationship. We're done. Son, I'm not your son. I stopped being your son the day you chose a party over my daughter. The only reason I'm doing other people see. This is because Emma asked me to, because she's a better person than all of us. But this is it. This is the end." They took the briefcase. My father tried to shake my hand. I didn't take it. They left. And I felt nothing. No satisfaction. No anger. Nothing. Just peace. I have everything now. A wife who stood by me through hell. A healthy daughter who doesn't remember almost dying. A son named after the man who saved his sister. In-laws who showed me what family really means. My company continues to grow. Last month we landed a contract to design a hotel chain. Biggest project we've ever done. Lily starts 1st grade next month. Plays soccer. Loves art. Wants to be a veterinarian. The silence from my parents doesn't feel empty anymore. It feels like freedom.